What is up, guys? We are back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about gaming mice. For the longest time, this was my type of gaming mouse. It was big, it was heavy, I could add weights to it. You know, I just really liked the big and heavy gaming mouse. And when the lightweight gaming mice came out, I kind of thought they were gimmicky. I just didn't see the point. But over the past couple months, I've reviewed these three gaming mice, which are all lightweight, super lightweight, and they've completely changed my mind. So in this video, I want to tell you all about these three gaming mice and why you might want to switch from a heavy gaming mouse to something super lightweight. So let's go ahead and take a look. Now, before we get into each individual mouse, I do want to say that these mice are pretty much geared towards FPS gamers. They don't have a whole lot of buttons on them, so that's definitely something you want to think about. And then each one of these mice are available in both white and black colors, and you can get them in either glossy or matte finishes. So to start things out, we have the glorious Model O, and I think it's one of the most known lightweight gaming mice out there. We have the white version, as you can see, and I think the white version looks much better than the black versions of these mice. And the big thing that you're gonna see with these mice is that you have all of these cutouts. You have cutouts on the top here, you have cutouts on the bottom as well. And the whole reason for those, of course, is to make these mice light. So this mouse is 67 grams, and as I said, it is designed for FPS games. So you have two main buttons here and then two smaller buttons on the side. Of course, Omron switches powering those. If you flip over to the bottom here, we have our sensor. This is the PixArt PWM 3360, that is a 12,000 DPI sensor. And then you have these PTFE mouse feet. They have the rounded corners, which a lot of mice for some reason don't. The rounded corners means that they're not gonna catch on anything, of course, when you're using the mouse. This mouse is a bit of a longer mouse, so people with large hands should be able to use this pretty much no problem. Next up, we have Cooler Master's MM711. Now, this isn't actually an upgrade from their previous MM710. So their first lightweight gaming mouse was the MM710. It's exactly the same mouse as this, except for it lacks any lighting whatsoever. So what they did is they made the MM710 and they said, well, we want some RGB lighting on that. So here we have the MM711. Now, this mouse is 60 grams, the MM710 is 53 grams. Now, it differs a little bit from the Model O. This is also ambidextrous, meaning that, again, you can use it in left or right hand. The cutouts are actually bigger on this as well, and you actually have cutouts on the side of the mouse, which is pretty interesting, although you don't really feel them. I've used this mouse for well over a month as my main mouse, and I didn't notice that as, you know, like at all. Again, two main buttons, little button here to switch DPI, scroll wheel, and then you have the two buttons here on the side. This is a smaller mouse than the Model O as well. So if you have like pretty large hands, it might be a little bit too big, but for me, I think it's the perfect size. The sensor is also different from the Model O. So you have the PixArt PMW 3389. That's also an optical sensor, but it is a 16,000 DPI sensor. And then you of course have your PTFE feet as well. The corners are rounded just like the Model O. But what's nice about this is that Cooler Master throws in an extra set. So over time, these feet will wear down. So you have an extra set, so you don't have to go, buy an extra set there. When it comes to RGB lighting here on the MM711, basically Cooler Master just put a diffuser here and then added in RGB lighting there. And then on the scroll wheel, it's not all that great, but it does give you RGB lighting on the mouse. Finally, we have the glorious Model D, and that's their newest gaming mouse. And You know, when I started reviewing these type of mice, they were all ambidextrous, meaning that again, you can use them in both your left or right hand. But I was like, why isn't there a right-handed lightweight gaming mouse? Well, here it is. It's the Model D, and it's only 1 gram heavier than the Model O. So that is 67 grams. This is 68 grams, just 1 gram heavier. Now again, it's designed completely different. So both of these are a little bit more low profile. This has a bigger hump in it. And what's kind of interesting is that the cutouts or the holes in it are actually larger than the Model O as well. 2 main buttons here on the top, and then you have that, DPI button in the middle here. And that DPI button is actually bigger than what we have here on the Model O. 2 side buttons, which again are also larger than what you have on the Model O as well. So, if you're somebody who uses those buttons a lot, and of course you're right-handed, this might be the perfect mouse for you. It has the exact same sensor that's in the Model O. So that is the Pixart PMW 3360, 12,000 DPI optical sensor there. Of course, we have the feet, 4 PTFE feet with the rounded edges there as well. For me, out of all 3 of the mice, this one is the most comfortable because again, I am right-handed and I can use it very comfortably. It fits my hand just so well. And I like that it is so light. I didn't talk that much about the RGB lighting. As I said, that Glorious has done a great job with RGB lighting on these. So you have kind of RGB down the side here, and then you have it on the scroll wheel, which I really like. One thing you're gonna notice about all of these mice compared to say your normal, wired gaming mouse is the cabling, and I really love this. This is probably one of my favorite things about all of these lightweight gaming mice is the cabling. So Glorious calls their cabling the Ascend cable. Cooler Master is calling theirs Ultra Weave. It's pretty much all of the same thing. It's this super lightweight material that, doesn't kink, doesn't really bend that much. It's very light. The biggest thing, of course, if you're, a serious gamer or you're just want to get the shots you want to get, is that it has no drag, and that's the biggest thing. And I'm actually surprised that more gaming mice don't use this material. I don't know if it's more expensive or what it may be, but we're used to these heavy braided cables, or even on cheaper mice, the rubber cabling. And that causes drag. That's why mouse bungees were created. So one of my favorite things about these mice is the cabling. So as I said, I was always the person who had that heavy gaming mouse. So when I switched over to using these gaming mice, it was a little difficult at first because I wasn't used to it. But once I got used to these mice, I really enjoyed using them. All of them are extremely comfortable. As I said, the new Model D, I think, is the most comfortable for me, just because it's made for somebody who's, for a right-handed gamer. These 2 are ambidextrous, but they're great. I use them in my right hand. They're very comfortable as well. But the thing about lightweight gaming mice is that, if I'm using a heavy gaming mouse that's over 100 grams and I'm using it for an extended period of time, it is going to wear more on my wrist and on my hand. I'm gonna be more fatigued. Whereas when I'm using a mouse that's, 67 grams, 60 grams, 68 grams, I'm gonna be less fatigued over a longer period of time. Secondly, because these mice are so light, you can move them across your gaming surface much easier. They slide a lot easier because, again, they're much lighter there as well. That's why these are very popular with, professional Counter-Strike players, because they have such a low DPI and they want to move, very far across their gaming surface. They can easily do that with these gaming mice. Now, all of these gaming mice are really affordable as well. I think all of them are around 50 bucks. We'll have links below where you can go ahead and pick all of them up. But they're very affordable. That's kind of what you would expect from a FPS gaming mouse anyways. Again, I love the cabling. There's absolutely no drag, and I think that's such a big thing. I've had times where I wanted to throw a mouse across the room because my cable dragged, and these have no drag. I love the cabling. I hope that even if we have non-professional gaming mice, that they would incorporate this new type of cabling because it's just that good. And again, all of these mice, if you like white, you like black, they're available in both white and black versions with matte or glossy finishes. Now, if you have any questions about these 3 mice specifically, or just lightweight gaming mice in general, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. And again, I will have links to all 3 of these mice, our written reviews on thinkcomputers.org. I'll have that link below. And guys, I would appreciate it if you did enjoy this video. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you like our tech content. We'll see you guys in the next video.